Oh my goodness. These playoffs are getting better and better with the day. It's crazy. We had an absolute, I don't know what to call it, thrill. Ugh. We had a great game today. We had a great game between the Knicks and the Sixers. The Knicks had a chance to move on to the second round, up 3-1, and the Sixers were fighting, man. The Sixers were fighting. I didn't watch this entire game. I got home late, but I did get to see some of those crucial moments in the fourth quarter, and my goodness, I'm here to talk about it. So, already right at the bat, I'm gonna start with it, I appreciate if you subscribe, you know what I'm saying? It'd be kind of cool because I like making videos on here. I'm having a lot of fun with it, so it'd be cool if you could, press that subscribe button. I usually come with it at the end of the video, but I thought, I might as well. Anyways, back to the basketball talk. I'm just gonna tell you about how it went. So, when I started watching, the Knicks were up, if I remember correctly, but it was still like a really, really close game. It was like a 2-point game, or a 3-point game, or something like that. But the Knicks were up, and the Sixers were giving up the ball a lot. Embiid, I'm pretty sure he had like 10 turnovers today. And MAXEY was also having some crucial turnovers in the last few minutes. And both teams weren't handling the ball really well, but the Sixers especially were turning the ball over, and the Knicks were getting a lot of momentum. MSG was on its feet. The entire stadium was going crazy. And the energy was there for the Knicks to move on to the next round. But the Sixers, man, the Sixers in their actions with Joel Embiid, because their main thing today was to get, or at least from what I saw, at first it was just to get the ball to Joel Embiid and let him work. Because Joel Embiid had Mitchell Robinson on him, and he was getting him down low in the post and trying to get the ball down low and ISO him and just try and get a bucket, or if he can, pass it out. And I'm pretty sure that's how he got most of his assists, because he had a triple-double. He had like 10 assists, so he had to be getting those from, I'm assuming, drawing the defense into the post and then kicking out for wide open threes, or dropping it down low for easy buckets by the rim. So that's how Joel Embiid was working today, and he was doing really good. He only had 19 points, but 10 assists is really good. I think he had 16 rebounds, and it was a great game for him. But he was struggling scoring the ball because the Knicks defense was crowding him down low. They sent at least 4 guys at him every single time he entered the post. Isaiah Hartenstein was there, Mitchell Robinson was there playing defense. OG was probably there as well. There was a lot of guys there to help guard Embiid. And did it slow him down? Yes. But you have to remember, when it's guys like Embiid, guys like Jokic who you can't stop individually, you have to worry about their playmaking then. Because then if they start playmaking, the other guys on the team are going to beat you, and that'll be even worse. Because when a big man is trying to score, they'll score in the post every single time. If they do that every single time, that's 2 points every single time. But if they're passing out for wide open threes, that's 3 points every single time. And it sounds simple, but 3 points is more than 2. So when you really think about it that way, it would be to your advantage if you let the guy, at least, of course, don't just let him walk into the post and score, but you'd rather have him score than have his teammates score, because if his teammates score, then you're in even more trouble. If you just let him score, eventually he's going to get tired and you might have a game. You never know. But I think that's the reason why in a lot of performances where players have a lot of points, like Devin Booker's 70, Devin Booker's 60, I'm pretty sure no, did he lose? I forgot. I'm pretty sure, yes, he did lose that off of a Obi Toppin game winner. That was crazy. But yeah, games where players often drop, Cat, I'm not going to just pick on Devin Booker as well, Cat as well with the 60. Games where players drop a lot of points, a lot of times they lose those games because it's not exactly scoring a lot of points. Scoring 70, 60 points in a game doesn't guarantee your team the win. Of course, it can help your team get the win, but it's better if your team's playing team basketball together. And I mean, of course, this is all simple stuff, like stuff you'd hear in elementary school. But when you actually put it into the NBA perspective, it makes sense, because then you look at a team like the Nuggets, where the Nuggets, man, they're so well-rounded. Those top 4 guys are ridiculous, and the supporting cast can take. Of course, you got Jokic, best player in the NBA. Murray, one of the best playoff players in the NBA. Michael Porter Jr., really good. Aaron Gordon, really good. KCP, Reggie Jackson, Peyton Watson. They got a good team over there. But that's the reason that they're so good. They have team basketball, and they have Jokic, who is the offensive system. He can score, but his main game is his passing. That's the reason he's so dangerous, because he's one of the best big man passers probably the best big man passer we've ever seen in NBA history. So yeah, it's crazy. But back to my point. The Knicks were trying to crowd Joe Embiid down low, and he was finding passes. And although he did have a bunch of turnovers because he's not as great of a passer as Jokic, he still was doing his thing. And Maxey, oh my goodness. At first, he was selling. I was like, wait, he's probably like a little nervous because he does have a lot of pressure on him in this game. But then he shut me up, man, because the Knicks' energy was like at an all-time high. OG was playing well. He did miss some free throws, but he still had like an overall good defensive and offensive game. Brunson was he was playing amazing. Just the whole team, honestly. Miles McBride was doing really good. They had like a 5-point lead with about, how many seconds? 25, 26 seconds left. Sixers get the ball, bring it up. Tyrese Maxey gets the perfect, like this is, the probability of this happening is ridiculously low. This is the perfect situation for any team who's like down by more than 3 points in the final minutes. 4-point play. He shot it and baited, like there's a lot of foul baiting in this game, I'll be honest, on both sides. From Jalen Brunson, from Embiid, from Maxey. There was a lot of guys where they would lean into the defender and draw a foul. So Maxey, when he shot it, he kind of like leaned in and then shot it. And it was a foul because Robinson jumped and he fell for the bait, but it was a good shot regardless. Like the fact that he made it, that just convinced me enough. He deserved that free throw. But then they cut it to a 2-point game. They fouled Josh Hart, and the Knicks free throw shooters aren't the best. I mean, you have Jalen Brunson who's clutch, but Josh Hart not the best free throw shooter. OG not the best free throw shooter. Mitchell Robinson not the best free throw shooter. You don't have a lot of great free throw shooters on that team. Yeah, I was thinking they should foul OG because I remember when he was in the Raptors, he missed a lot of clutch free throws. But yeah, the Raptors just suck at free throws back then. But point being, they fouled Josh Hart. He missed one, made the second. Tyrese Maxey brings it up the court, screen from Embiid, pull up from the logo, bang, tied game. Whoo! That shot had me jumping up and down and man, it was crazy. It was a crazy shot, and Tyrese Maxey proved me wrong because I didn't think he was gonna step into the pressure. I didn't know how he was doing this entire game because he was like a little nervous at the end. So I was like, is he gonna come through? And I could see he was frustrated from the turnovers. He was like, when he was giving the ball away, he would just look down and like be like shaking his head. And at the end of the game, man, he made up for it because that logo 3 was so clean. And Knicks had no timeout, so they just brought it up. Jalen Brunson got blocked. And in overtime, right? I did watch all of overtime. Joel Embiid played amazing defense on Jalen Brunson. A lot of times he got switched onto him. And the lineup that the Sixers were running at the end of the game with Maxey, Embiid, Batum, Oubre, and Tobias Harris, they had those 3 wings. Those were the 3 guys who were taking the Brunson matchup this entire time because they're the most agile and lengthy. And it's like they're the mix of both agile and lengthy, like I just said. And Embiid's not as agile and Tyrese is a little small, so that's why you have the lengthy guys to guard Brunson. And they were doing a pretty good job. And then they got switched. They did everything in their power to get Maxey away from Brunson. And they did a good job of doing that. But when it came to Embiid, they had avoided the switches if possible, but then near the end of the game in overtime, he switched on them a few times, and he played really, really good defense. He was there at the rim every single time when he tried to come up with it. And, I mean, Brunson still dropped 40 today, so it's not like they stopped him, but they still played solid defense on him. So, honestly, good job to the Sixers. Nick Nurse doing his thing over there with the coaching. The defense was really good today. And Embiid and Maxey were both amazing. One underrated player of the game that I have to mention is Kelly Oubre. man, he hit some timely shots for them. He was there cutting down low in the dunker spot. He was right there every single time, and Embiid found him a few times. Maxey found him one time or two times, I think. And he did his job. He made he made almost all shots. He had one mislay, but still, he was doing a pretty good job. Great job on defense as well, playing good defense in Jalen Brunson. So Kelly Oubre is definitely an underrated pick for like one of the players who helped them get this win. But when it came down to it, man, it was a really, really good game. And I'm glad this playoffs so far has been absolutely amazing, because we had 2 great games in this Knicks-Sixers series. We had 2 great games in that Denver-LA series. Minnesota-Phoenix was funny with Anthony Edwards and KD. The Magic-Cavs game today was even good. there have been a lot of great games all over the league, and it's been... And we had the Shea game winner, if I remember correctly. We've had at least like 3 or 4 game-winning, game-tying shots this entire playoffs. And the first round isn't even over yet. So it's been amazing. That's all I'm going to say about the Knicks Sixers. They're going back to Philly. So that does leave a chance for them to force a game 7. And if they do, popcorn. Get your popcorn. That is beautiful, man. In MSG, I need that game 7. I need that game 7. But as I was saying, Cleveland Orlando is the next matchup that I want to talk about. And Cleveland, this is the one series that like I said in the last video, I think it was, I didn't watch a bit of it at all. And so it's the one series that I hadn't watched any of until today. And Paolo was amazing, man. It's just, see, the Cavs are missing Jared Allen today, but they still had Evan Mobley. And Evan Mobley was the reason they won this game. Because Donovan Mitchell, he was doing all right, but he was having a little bit of a rough stretch at the end of that game. Evan Mobley was clutch on the defensive and offensive side of the ball, because Paolo was cooking this Cavs defense. He had 39 points, I think, today. He could not be stopped. He was hitting fadeaway middies, threes, getting to the post. Like, man, he was a different beast. And Franz Wagner was doing solid at the end of the game too. I don't know how he did over the full course of the game, but he was doing solid. So it was a very good game for those 2 stars. Then the Cavs, man, at the very end, because it was a close game down to the wire. It was only a 1-point game. It was technically like a 4-point game until like Paolo hit a 3 with like 0.3 seconds left. But still, in the last few moments, his teammates found him down low in the dunker spot, and he's the one who hit the game-winning, game-sealing, whatever you want to call it, shot that put them up by 4 with like a few seconds left. And Mobley on the defensive end is really what I want to talk about, because I could see this is recency bias, I guess, because it's just like it just happened. But Mobley and Paolo, then when they were facing off against each other, I was like, I could see this being a legit rivalry in the future. And I mean, the Cavs and Magic don't really have beef yet, but like if Mobley and Paolo continue to develop and to continue to get better year after year, this could be a rivalry. I mean, I think Paolo's going to be better. He has a higher ceiling. But Mobley on the defensive end is going to be ridiculous. So seeing those duels would be very, very entertaining. And oh my goodness, today Mobley on the defensive end was ridiculous, because they had to make up for the loss of Jared Allen. The other forward out there starting was Marcus Morris, playing in the clutch minutes. I was a little questionable about that, but Mobley held it down. He got multiple clutch blocks. That last block on Franz Wagner's layup to tie the game, that was ridiculous, because I thought it was a goaltend at first, because that's how like loud it was. I thought the ball bounced off the backboard and he got up and just sandwiched that. You know, when they hit it between the backboard, oh my goodness. That was great. That was really, really good. And it was good to see Evan Mobley playing at his best. It was good to see the Magic playing amazing. It was great to see. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about Cavs Magic. They're going back to Orlando for Game 6. So if Orlando won this, they would definitely have the advantage, because neither team has lost a home game so far. So going back to Orlando, you could see Orlando easily forcing Game 7, unless Cleveland's going to try and of course there's that famous saying, I don't know how famous it is, but The series doesn't start until a team loses a home game or a team wins a road game, but both the same game. But still, I guess if you want to go with that, the series hasn't started yet. We'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be very, very great. But this series is I didn't expect it to be this entertaining. And I mean, I've only watched one game of it, to be fair. But it's still been a really entertaining series. Both teams have showed out. Jalen Suggs, Paolo, Franz, Mobley, Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. Let me not forget about him. He had a really good pass at the end of the game to get to Mobley to hit like the game-winning shot. But still, Pacers, Bucks, last game of the day. It's been 16 minutes. I've had a lot of fun talking about today's games, but I guess yesterday's game. But still, Pacers, Bucks. This is the big one because everybody expected the Pacers to win this game. The Pacers up 3-1. The Bucks without Dame, without Giannis. It was Bobby Portis, it was Patrick Beverley, it was Brook Lopez, it was Malik Beasley, it was Connaughton. This whole team fighting, and it was at home, so of course that provides them with that advantage, like where the home court is, like the home crowd is cheering them on. So when they go to Indiana, it might be a different story. We'll see. But yeah, the Pacers, they did fumble. I didn't really watch much of this game. Like I watched it, but I wasn't paying attention. All I know is that Bobby Portis played really well, and the Bucks won this without their top 2 stars, which is just impressive. That on its own just tells me the story of the game, because that's really impressive. But will they win the series? I doubt it. If Dame and Giannis ain't coming back, they're going back to Indiana. It's not looking good. So we'll see. But yeah, regardless, I am excited for the rest of these playoffs, man. It's gonna be fun. The sad thing is I won't be able to talk to y'all for like the next 4 days because I'll be away on a trip. Can I still? I mean, technically, I might, if like something crazy, if somebody drops 100 in a playoff game, I might just record a video while I'm away. But for like most of this week, I'm gonna be away, so I'm most likely gonna be just like. But yeah, that's about everything I have to talk about. I've already been recording for almost 20 minutes, which is not good because I don't like making these videos too long. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. Like I said before, it'd be cool if you could subscribe, you know. And yeah, keep watching the playoffs. It's been amazing. And no, we could have had 2 teams move on today, and no teams moved on. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Maybe some teams can force Game 7. I hope we can get a Game 7. At least I think we're going to get at least 1. If I had to guess, maybe we might just get 3, because I think that the Magic Cavs is going to go Game 7. Sixers Knicks, I'm not so sure, but they're going back to Philly, so it's like it's a similar situation where they could force a Game 7. And I know Mavericks Dallas is gonna go Game 7. I don't know about Pacers Bucks. I don't know about Heat Celtics. Probably not. But regardless, tomorrow's gonna be more fun basketball. Thursday, more fun basketball. Then Saturday, we have Game 1 of the next round, so you know. It's gonna be great. And yeah, that's about all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed. I already said all this. Bye.